You're right now, like we've all been gym owners that work at Lasso. You got a lot on your plate. If this is something that you're like, hey, you know what, I need help in this area. I haven't been tracking this data. We can help you through that process. You know, if you're a good fit for us and we can walk you through these steps because just doing it on your own gets really difficult and we can help you fix that marketing funnel.
You're an inspiration to our entire organization.
Welcome to the Gym Marketing Made Simple podcast. We're going to be talking the done-for-you marketing and sales strategies proven to work with boutique fitness gyms to increase quality lead flow and grow your revenue. Don't try to be a professional marketer and waste tons of money. Let the experts at Lasso do it for you. And now, here are your hosts, Blake Ruff and Sherman Merritt.
All right, guys, here we go. Another episode of Gym Marketing Made Simple. Blake and Sherman again. We are excited to chat today. Like, we're going to bring some real gems to this episode right here, guys. I'm going to let Blake explain what we're talking about because I think this is a big piece of it when we're running paid advertising for all of these gyms. I think there's certain things that you guys need to know while you're running ads, of course, even before you sign up with us so that you can understand what's going to give you the best ROI on all of this. So yeah, Blake, let's sort of jump right into it, man.
Yeah. So I think the biggest thing and the biggest misconception, a lot of people, when you guys run or have ran your own ads, is you just don't know what you're tracking. So it's always coming back to like this feeling per se that it's not working. And sometimes it's not working, right? Like we always say, if the marketing's not making you money, it's not, it's just not working. But the truth is you may not be tracking the right data to know if it actually did work, right? So if you think of like maybe you spent $200 or say you spent $500 and you got one sign up, right? And that person signed up for even $200, or let's just say, average, $200. And if they stayed for a 3-month, you still made $100. Like, even if they stay, the worst churn, like you just aren't doing a great job, but they committed to 3 months, they paid you $600 and you spent $500, right? Anywhere in the world, if you spent $500 and you got $600 in return, you would continue to do that over and over again. And I think everybody would agree on that. But that's just like the small thing, very micro version of it. But we're going to take a big step back and look at like the 1,000-foot view of everything and say, hey, this is what's important to really look into. And here's what's not important, right? Here's what's not to get hung up on. And really just reverse engineer. And I wrote a long post on my Facebook the other day that seemed to really hit home with a lot of people and made a lot more sense of what not to be interested in, because, you have a finite amount of time to be focused on things, and you can get caught up in the weeds of data that's just not important, but it's also going to really skew like your marketing dollars, and something that was actually working is not working now, or you turn it off and it was working. You just were focused on the wrong things, right? And that could be taken in a lot of things in business, but we're going to relate it to marketing. So first thing we're going to start off with, and I think it's important, is like, let's talk about, if you can just take a second and think back, like what is the last thing that you saw on an ad that you actually purchased, right? The last thing that you bought from an ad. And for me, I know that I just recently bought like new luggage, a new suitcase, right? But I saw it on an ad. So the ad planted the seed for me to do the research. Sherman thinks I buy everything off an ad, which I don't. I always click on the Facebook page, right? So like when I see an ad, I'm not going to click on like buy now or anything like that. I'm going to click on like the title of the page. And then I'm going to look through the photos, or if it's on Instagram, look through the photos and stuff like that. Oh, this looks like, it's just like this is, so we can stop there and pause and say, if you're running ads and you're not doing daily content and like pushing content and photos and things like that, people that are actually good buyers and qualified buyers are going to go to your page and like, this page hasn't posted in 3 months. What's the one thing you think of if you're looking at a restaurant or anything like that when they haven't posted in 3 months? Like, what do you think, Sherman? when somebody hasn't posted in 3 months?
Either it's a bad. I mean, I just think it's a bad business, right? Like if I go to,
Are they even open
like,
even more?
yeah, well, yeah, but for me, especially when I travel, right? Like that's how that's how you find. If you don't know anyone in an area, you go to Google or wherever you go, and you figure out what's going on, and then I go to their Facebook page. Like I like Facebook or the Instagram page. I want to see, okay, what have they been posting? And yeah, it's definitely for me personally, it's just a major sort of eye opener when I go to these pages and they have nothing posted in, for me, even a week, right? If you haven't posted on your social media in a week, I'm like, all right, what are you guys doing? So definitely, posting organically is important, guys. We're not telling you that. It is like you should be posting things organically and posting them a lot because you are touching the people that already have shown or they know about you, right? So those are your warmest leads, right? That's the reason when someone comes in as a organic lead, they've already done all the research, right? They're sort of just following protocol now. That's why it's so easy, quote unquote, easy to sign up someone when you're not running paid ads and they come in, right? Well, they've already taken the steps by themselves, right? They're already eager, right? They're already excited to get going, as opposed to when you're running paid marketing. These people may have been at lunch 2 days before and happened to see a cool ad that spoke to them. Now they're sitting in front of you 2 days later, and you have to be able to convey how your gym fills all of the voids in their life right now. So yeah.
Yeah. So, if we'd say go back to like, hey, so they're going to take the next step and they're going to, for them, the next step and a qualified buyer and somebody that's like, I don't want to say use the word educated, but like has seen ads before, they're going to do their own research. They're going to go to your page and like, if you like, for example, a trick coming up and I'm looking for like food places, if they haven't posted in like 2 months, I'm like, is this restaurant even open anymore? Like they're not putting a lot of content out. So, and then like in case of the suitcase, I looked through it and I was like, oh, like looks like great photos, all that stuff. I like the material, all that thing. Then I'm going to go to their website, right? Then I go to the website. I'm like, man, I like to think about things. Like right now, it's kind of just like, it's not a need, it's a want. And I was like, I don't really know if I need this right now. I'm going to sit on it for like a week or two. I'm going to think about it before I purchase it. Then I go back to Google because I forgot the name of the website and Google it, try to find it. And in all honesty, I'd probably search for a discount code first. And then I go to the website and then I buy it from the website, right? But for that company that I bought the luggage from, it never gets attributed to the ad, but without the ad, I would have never purchased, right? So let's just start there that a lot of big misconception going around from like, some mentors and some companies is like track every sign up where it comes from. Here's the hard truth that it's just like Coca-Cola when they run a Super Bowl commercial. They don't ask every single person that comes that's checking out with a Coke, bottle of Coke or like cans of Coke, hey, did you see our Super Bowl commercial? Hey, they don't care. All they care about is the revenue has increased. It is different than when they spent $2 million on ads. Has the revenue increased from that? And what is the profit margin from that? Right. So let's start there. Right. Does that make sense, Sherman?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Any clarifying? Sure. All right. So what you need to do, very first thing before you ever clicked launch or, now it's publish and review on Facebook, you need to go back through the last 4 to 6 months. And then all you need to look at is, how many leads did you get per month? Which isn't that's not like a critical number, but it's just something you can tell. Leads, because that was organic before, and how many signups every single month. And then also signups, and then how much new monthly revenue, not like it's important to know your total monthly revenue. But in this case, we're like, if you got 6 signups, right, and you sign them all up for $100, you sign them up for $600, right? So the average, and then do that average over the last 6 months so you have enough data, not just 1 month. And then you have enough data to say, okay, this is the average that I get per month. And then what you track from there on are, this might be 5. I'm just guessing it's 5. It might be 6. I don't know. We'll see. Leads. And then it depends on your next call to action if you're doing discovery calls or consults. Let's just say you're doing consults for the sake of this. So leads, how many leads did you get? How many appointments did you get booked? How many showed up? How many new clients? And what was the revenue from those clients? Yeah, so 5 things. Look at me. 5 things there. So then average those out of the month. Let's say, for instance, and I'm just using an example that's happened recently. You're getting 4 new clients on average before you ran ads, right? The first month, you get 12 new clients. The simple question, did the marketing work? Yes. You're up 300% from when you ran marketing before. And even if like you got 12 signups for $200, you probably easily made your money back on marketing. But even if you didn't make it back for the first month, marketing signups do compound, right? Like you can't always look at, I spent this on marketing this month and I made this. It's what is your revenue increase, the new monthly revenue? How long did those people stay? There's more to attribute, but for this basic, I don't even want to say this is basic, but for this episode, we just want to focus on what you're tracking monthly, okay? So Sherman, I'm going to let you go into, so let's just recap. No, like forget guys, forget. And if you're a mentor, listen to this. I'm sorry. It's just the truth. Like you do not need to track where your new clients come from. It is more important to track when I was running marketing before versus now, like not running marketing to running marketing. What is the net increase from 4 to 12? I'm getting 8 signups due to marketing because your website traffic's going to increase. I guarantee that rate button is going to go up. People are going to be DMing you more. All of that is going to increase because your brand awareness has now increased. You're reaching people outside of people that follow you. So again, leads, booked appointments showed new clients and new revenue. So I think the next important thing to dial in is like Sherman, what should they be looking for? Like when it comes to lead booked appointments, like what are those percentages? Because I think that's something like where a lot of people go like, oh, I got to book every single one, right? Like what's realistic?
Yeah, guys. So, and to sort of, piggyback off what Blake is saying, we're not telling you not to track the data, guys. Like we're not saying that, but what we are saying is let's look at this thing as a whole, right? If you were getting 5, if you're getting 5 signups before you started running ads, right? Okay, like that's where we start before we turn on anything else, right? We were getting 5, and then once you start running ads, now you're getting, 10. That's all that we care about, guys. Like that's it. That's all that we care about. We don't care about anything else. We're not diving into the weeds of, oh, well, this is how that works. Well, this person actually came from here. This person, like, that's just a huge waste of time, guys. You are seeing a increase all around because of the paid marketing that you're running that's reaching so many people. Like here's the thing, people, they just don't, at times people don't even know where they've come from, right? Like they don't even know, right? Like you'll say, okay, like how'd you hear about us? Oh, I think I saw an ad, or oh, I think that like people don't even know, guys. So
and
like
they're not going to piggyback off that, Sherman. I think it's important that people are always like, oh, I asked them where they came from and they said Google. They're only going to say their last step because the truth is they do not care about your marketing dollars, right? Like I'm probably the only person in the world that where it says like other and I write, oh, I saw an ad 3 weeks ago because I want them to know. Think about it. Like even when you bought something off Whoop or like, whatever CrossFit gym owners like Nobles or like, I'm getting text messages about 30% off right now, right? Like you're not going to say you saw an ad 3 weeks ago. Like it's just not important to you. Like you're in a rush. You like want to get your problem solved, right? You're not reverse engineering that you saw an ad 3 weeks ago and it planted the seed. So stop. Like it's okay to ask that question. How did you hear about us? Right. But like, don't let it be like your end all data because the truth is the consumer doesn't care about your marketing dollars. And neither, like, you should care about your marketing dollars, but you should compare about what your revenue went from before. And like, like we're not here to be like mentors and look into like why your churn is a little higher. Like, that's a different story, but yeah, go ahead, Sherman. I thought that was important to let him know that, like,
for sure.
People always say,
so
like,
guys,
well, what's the last step?
Yeah. So like, now here's the thing, guys. We're not one of those marketing agencies that's going to tell you, hey, we're going to guarantee you 40 leads in 1 month, right? Like, that's not us, right? Like, again, to be clear, a huge success story for us is someone that maybe starts with us in, say, January, right? And they're doing, I'm just making numbers up, guys. They're doing 18 grand per month, right? The following January, they've stuck it out. They've had success. Now they're doing 30 plus grand per month, right? That's a huge testimony for us. Yes, it is slower, but it's more sustainable. You can keep all of these people because we've all been there, right? Doing tons of challenges in this community. You sign up 40 people in 1 month. What happens 2 or 3 months later? You lose 43, right? Because you pissed off some of your current members because too many members too fast. Even if they don't tell you, like, you pissed them off. And then you're going to lose the bulk of those people that just wanted this quick fix, right? So we are not telling you that, hey, if you work with us, you're going to get 40 clients a new day in 30 days. I don't know why I went on that tangent, but I just wanted to talk about that because, if we're your last ditch effort, we're not your guys, right? Like, I just like to sort of set that up because I want people to be successful. I want people to stick around long term. But let's talk about what happens when people come in, guys. Again, we're going to keep the math easy. Let's say that we get you 100 leads in a month, right? Get you 100 leads. We're not telling you, well, if you got 100 leads, you should have 58 signups, guys. That's not the case, right? Because we know it goes from leads to booked appointments, to showed appointments, to new clients, right? So for us, let's just say if you get 100 leads, to keep the math easy. Well, from those 100 leads, we want 50, like the goal standard is for 50% of those to book, right? So 50 people book, right? So we had 100 leads, 50 of them booked, whether that's a discovery call or an intro, right? Now, from there, when we go from booked appointments to actually showed up, now we're going to say we expect about 60% of those to show up, right? Because again, some people are just going to click on stuff, and Facebook being the smart engine machine business that it is, they're going to show it to people that are more likely to click on stuff, right? So that's the reason the drop off in percentage, because you would think, well, if someone clicked on this and gave us their info and pick the time, they're going to show up. Well, that's just what these people do. That's the reason Facebook gets it in front of them. So 100 leads, 50 of them booked, right? From the booking, we expect 60% of those to actually show up, right? And then now, once these folks actually show up, now we expect you to sign up about 60, 70% of those folks, right? Even though some of these people probably only heard about you, 2 days ago, 3 days ago, right? So there's definitely a drop off. So that's the reason the leads are important, because we understand the way the funnel is going to work. Like, it would be ideal if we could only get you, 20 high qualified people ready to pay you $500 a month. You got 20 of them and you signed up 15 of them. But unfortunately, guys, that's not the way it works in the ad world, right? I wish it was, right? We would be charging a premium to guarantee you success. But, again, Blake and I, we spent a lot of time and resources on becoming great copywriters. So our copy and stuff, it is going to speak to some people that they like the way it sounds, but when they reach out to you and talk to you, they're just not ready for whatever reason, whether that's financially, whether they're not really ready to make a change. But that's part of it, guys. When you're trying to grow your business, you're going to deal with some people that just aren't ready. And there's nothing wrong with that, right? There's no way for any company to tell you, hey, every lead that comes in is going to be ready to buy. If they do, run because they're lying, right? It is impossible. Now, even back in the day, Blake, before they like changed up everything, we used to be able to target people by income and all of that stuff. Well, it was definitely better because I remember one time I created an ad. I ran an ad for personal training, and it was specifically targeting physicians, and I was targeting because I have a big medical community here in my town. So I was targeting physicians. I was targeting by specific incomes. And yes, like I signed up 3 people from that. But again, 3 people that were paying, over $1,000 a month. But my cost per lead was probably $400 per lead. But I wasn't getting a ton of leads either, though, right? So it's not like, but in that case, when someone clicked on it, I knew like this person was ready. And I think of one of these clients specifically, I remember she came in and she paid, over $1,000 a month, and she stuck around for 4 years, right? So I probably spent, $2,500 on it, got, 8 or 9 leads. Some of them stuck around. But I know I got one that paid me over $1,000 a month for multiple years. So that's that ROI that we're talking about, guys. You have to look at this thing long-term, big picture. But again, to sort of piggyback and go back over, the lead to close is what's important, guys. So again, if we get you 100 leads, we're saying from that, 100 leads, it would be great if you got 20 signups from that. That would be the gold standard, right? That would be the gold standard. Or to make the numbers more realistic, some of you guys understand, if you got 10 leads, right? The gold standard would be for 2 or 3 signups would be great, right? 2 or 3 signups would be great. So again, remember, this is the name of the game, guys, to slowly but surely get folks signing up month over month. And sort of like Blake said earlier, these people should be sticking around for more than 1 month, more than 2 months, right? So that money just compounds on itself, guys. So yeah, Blake, I hope that was sort of helpful to some folks.
Yeah, and I think so. Just simple math for you guys is that like whatever amount of leads you get, you should have 10 to 20% signups, and then tracking that data like you might be trying to solve the wrong problem a lot of times. You might be like, I got 100 leads, but I only got 2 signups. These are all crap, right? Well, until you actually like track how many booked, how many showed up, and how many closed, you might have sat and like, it's a very different problem if Jim says, I got 100 leads and I have 2 signups, right? It sounds like, oh my gosh, they're all crap. They're bad leads, right? Until we actually look and see, you met with 15 people that showed up in front of your door and sat down with you, and you only signed up 2. That's a whole different story. And hopefully you guys know that's a sales problem. They should have closed 12 of those, right? 10 to 12 of those people. That's a whole different result that month. So the whole point of like this podcast is, it might not be that your marketing is bad or not. It's just your funnel's bad, right? Or you got 100 leads, you only signed up 2, but you only booked 10. Well, we look in and it's taken you 3 hours to respond to a lead when you should be taking 15 minutes or a day. Like we've seen it, people take days to respond, and they think that people are just waiting for them. Like they're the only gym in town that they can reach out to. Like, and we could go down that funnel, right? So but our whole goal at Lasso is to look at the overall funnel and say, okay, you got 10, or even say you get 20, right? Like you crush it, you get 20. There still might be something in that funnel that we can get a little better at. So say it's lead to booked, and you have a great close rate. You're closing 100%. You're 20 for 20, and you had 50 people booked. We might say, hey, okay, we got 50 people booked, only 20 showed up. What if we send them or call them and send them one customized message the day before and say, hey, Susie, I can't wait to meet with you tomorrow to talk about how we're going to help you lose that weight and keep up with kids, right? Can we increase the show rate just a little bit more, knowing that the sales is amazing? How can we get more people sitting in front of you, right? So there's always something that we can do better at within the funnel to increase the overall growth and success of the marketing. So I think one big thing for you guys to really keep track while you're going through your numbers is, again, those 5 things, right? Well, the first one is knowing what life, same thing you tell like a client, right? What was life before you came into the door today, right? Oh, I eat McDonald's. Oh, I do this. I never work out. I'm overweight. Okay. What do you want life to look like after, right? But to do those things, you have to show up 12 times. You have to get on the InBody, so we're going to track your results. Same thing, like you tell your clients, we need you to track your food. But if you don't track your numbers, how do you know if it's not working, right? Like, it's just like asking a nutrition client, hey, you gained 5 pounds, but I don't have anything to tell you where it went wrong, right? Like, we don't track attendance. We don't track your food. Of course, you're not going to know what went wrong because you don't have anything to go off of. It's just like, it is honestly idiotic as a gym owner to be like, I'm going to spend $1,000 on ads and not track. Maybe you just don't know. So again, leads, booked appointments, showed new clients, and how much revenue is going in your bank account that month. And just looking at that, and then once you have that data for the month, being, okay, I signed up 12 this month. I know I used to sign up 4. Not only did I sign up 4, and I only signed up for $150 before, so it was $600. Now I'm signing 12 people up for $200, so now I made $2,400. So not only am I'm making way more money, I'm making more per client, right? So I think the biggest thing for you guys is know your data. It could be like paid marketing still works, guys. Honestly, I haven't seen this cost per lead in a very long time. Like, it's so low right now, and it could just be our copywriting continues to get better and better, and just figuring out what really works and what's resonating with people. Because to be honest and transparent, we spent over $500,000 in ads last year, so we know what works. So if you guys need help, and the other thing, if you're not this is a lot of work. I mean, just saying everything that we just said seems like cumbersome and a lot. If as a gym owner, you don't need and I think another thing, Sherman, we should do, I was thinking about this on the pod, just while we're talking, we should do an episode on the benefits of running ads, why thinking about getting a paid, somebody to run your marketing is beneficial for you because I think the big thing is gym owners think they should do it. And then the downside to that of wasting money compared to hiring somebody that's going to help you track this stuff, right? So you're right now, we've all been gym owners that work at Lasso. You got a lot on your plate. If this is something that you're like, hey, you know what, I need help in this area, I haven't been tracking this data, we can help you through that process. If you're a good fit for us, and we can walk you through these steps, because just doing it on your own gets really difficult, and we can help you fix that marketing funnel.
Yeah. Well, guys, I think we've given you a lot of information right now. Hopefully we haven't made anyone too mad. We try not to do that. But if we did, just reach out to us, let us know. It'll be fun. We appreciate it, guys. But seriously, we hope this really helps some folks. Again, if you need help, you have any questions, don't hesitate to reach out. info@lassoframework.com. And as usual, guys, tell a friend to tune in, and we will chat with you guys soon. All right.
Yeah. Thank you for listening to the Gym Marketing Made Simple podcast with Blake Ruff and Sherman Merricks. We hope you enjoyed. We believe marketing should increase revenue and not waste money. So book your free call today. Head on over to lassoframework.com. That's lassoframework.com and find the right words, get more customers, and increase your revenue. We'll see you here next time.